Hey y'all, so I'm back. Y'all, the baby will let me do another video. I don't know what's going on down there. I don't know because I'm moving into my second trimester, but I'm actually starting to be able to get shit done. Now, I might get a little bit nauseous and I might have to pause this video because when I talk a decent amount, they be down there acting up. But I really shouldn't be here very, very long. So I am here to talk about pretty much the upsides and the downsides of this new Ice Spice Nicki partnership. Now, I don't know what the details of this business relationship is. They didn't say that she was signed to Nicki. They said that she has a partnership with Nicki, which gives me something probably a little different. It's probably not just like, oh, she's really, really signed. So I want to talk about some of the things that I think will be good for Ice Spice as far as her being signed to Nicki or being in partnership with Nicki, and I'll talk about some of the downsides that I think about this whole situation. I am not here to talk about what I think about Ice Spice as a artist or a rapper or whatever, because that'll be a whole nother video. We ain't talking about that right now. Talking about the upsides and the downsides to her, to me, of being signed, or not signed, but partnering up with Nicki. What I do want to say though is I just want to put something to the offset. This is like a really, really sad random thing. Y'all barbs gotta stop talking about this. Is not Nicki's first time with a label. And I again, I don't like to say this all the time, but it's true. You probably got to be old enough to remember this, but Nicki had a record label. It just didn't really pan out because of like some Young Money, like when Young Money kind of as a conglomerate kind of like got split up and all this other stuff happened with UMG. But she had Pink Friday records, and I specifically remember when she came on 106 and Park. That's how far I'm taking this back. When she came on 106 and Park and she talked about the fact that she had this new label and how she was gonna sign some people. At that time, I think she said she had like 2 girls, but nothing ever really came from fruition from that label. So this is not, so first of all, stop saying that Nicki's the first female to ever have a record label. That's a motherfucking lie. Second of all, this is her second damn record label. It's not her first one. I don't know, that kept fucking bothering me online, people saying that. That's how I know the majority of y'all are so damn young. So damn young. Don't even get me started, because I'm gonna go off on the barbs later. But again, back to where my water at. Where on God's green earth did my water go? I do not know, but I'm about to throw up in a second. Hold on. Sorry, I found my water. Okay. So let's talk about some of the upsides before we go into the downsides, like I feel, of this partnership. So one of the main things, obviously, is exposure, right? So you're gonna automatically get a lot of exposure because she's Nicki. Now granted, Nicki is not necessarily at her peak the way she was maybe like 2014, 15, 16, but people still know exactly who Nicki is. So you being connected to her in any type of way will absolutely help, you know, your exposure. I think specifically because Ice Spice is a very niche artist. She only really does drill, New York drill in particular, New York drill music. So if either A, you're not really into that scene, you don't really understand that, like, that cadence, that bop, all of that type of stuff, you probably ain't really gonna care too much about what she has going on, to be quite honest. You have to kind of understand and be into that little market. But again, that is her niche market. It is very New York drill. That is Ice Spice. I ain't saying she can't grow outside of that, but that is currently her niche market. So I think with her being connected to Nicki, it will help her, you know, be known to pretty much a wider audience. More people will know who she is. Not to say that people don't know who she is now, but I'm talking about specifically, both publicly and musically, people will know who she is. Because I think currently Ice Spice is more so known like her image than really her music, to be quite honest. I think that's kind of where she falls. So I think, like I said, I think it'll help in that way. Another thing similar to the exposure, I think that she will benefit from a lot of the connections that Nicki has in the industry. Nicki has a lot of, you know, because she's been in the industry for so long, she has a lot of connection with like other rappers. What else do I have here? So she probably would be able to really help Ice Spice in the sense of, like, you know, get with other rappers, because as we all know, Nicki's the queen of features, okay? Queen of features. That's what I call her. I don't call her the queen of rap. I call her the queen of features because she really truly is the queen of features. I think Nicki will do really great with helping place Ice Spice in the right rooms with the right people when it comes to music, on the right songs, to get in really pretty much good placement. I think she'll help her with that. Another thing I feel like she would have a lot of good connections for her is in the fashion industry. So as we all know, Nicki is very much so into the fashion industry. She has a lot of different connections. Her collection that she did with Fendi, although y'all tried to fucking drag me over that, at least I fucking cared enough to even talk about it. But her collection with Fendi, you know, she's very tied into the houses, you know, the fashion houses with the girls. So I think she could help, you know, Ice Spice be sitting on front row, New York Fashion Week, Paris, Milan. I think she could help her with that. And if she wanted to kind of help her, you know, make a stamp in that world, she probably could help her a lot with that as well. And then I also think she could probably help her with like brand deals and stuff like that. Now, Nicki isn't really like, she's not super heavy on the brand deals. Not that she doesn't have any, but she's not like super heavy on the brand deals the way a lot of the girls are nowadays. But she does have brand deals, and she has done different collaborations and stuff like that with stores and, like I said, fashion houses. So I think she can help her on the branding deal side as well. So all I have to say for the first part, I think Nicki's connections is probably going to be the biggest benefit that she gets out of all of this. Her connections, not even front face, not even customer facing, but internal facing. I think it'll be great. Second thing. Now, I don't really know exactly how this would work, but I'm pretty sure stuff can rub off. I think that if she spends enough time around Nicki and with Nicki and under her tutelage, I think that Nicki can somewhat help her with her pen game. Now, let's really talk about it. Ice Spice is not a good rapper. We're not going to sit up here and play games. We know why Ice Spice currently sells. She sells because she is, and no shade, these are the facts. She is a light-skinned girl with, you know, very unique hair. When she straightens it out, very long, very pretty girl, has a fat ass. She's very marketable, to be quite honest. She's very marketable. So, but when it comes to her music, like I said, I'm not here to sit up here and shit on her. Oh, and also I feel like she minds her business. I think that's another thing too. I think that's why she don't say too much. She kind of keeps to herself, and I think people like that about her, that she is very like, you know, she don't say too much. She seems like she pretty cool, calm, and collected. She don't really do too much. She don't do a whole lot. Um, but outside of that, if we want to talk about rapping abilities, we all know that Ice Spice is not. She's not on nobody's Nicki's level. She ain't on Meg the Stallion's level as far as rapping. So I think that Nicki might be able to help her with her pen game. I think Nicki would be able to help her get out of her, to transition from just her drill style to maybe something a little bit more poppy, because you know Queen Nicki does a great job of having like a pop hit as a rap girl. So I think she might be able to help her a lot in that area. But in general, I don't know how much Nicki can really help her with her pen game, but I do think that she can add something to Ice Spice repertoire, okay, that she maybe necessarily don't have currently, even if it's not necessarily like her being the most barred up girl. It could be anything from flows to cadence to just making sure she has certain beats. And like I said, talking about pretty much transitioning Ice Spice out of this drill sound. I think Nicki can help her, especially if the goal, and to me it seems like the goal is to shift Ice Spice into a more pop type of lane. That's what it's giving me, to kind of match up how Nicki does rap and pop, but more so leaning towards pop. That's what I think that they're gonna do Ice Spice personally. So I think Nicki will help her a lot with that. Like I said, I think she'll help her get the bag. Really good market share. I think she'll do a good job with helping her with that. And then this is the last thing we're going to get to before we flip over to the downsides. Now, this right here is both a good thing and a bad thing. With Ice Spice, ever since Ice Spice, before she was even in partnership, the minute that people saw, I think her do a video, and she pretty much had on the same outfit that Nicki had for the, what is it, the itty bitty piggy video, whatever, or that, you know, shot with the white beater and like the bra showing and stuff like that. From that moment, from that very moment, the Barbs pretty much took to Ice Spice, okay? And I think that when you are in partnership with Nicki, you automatically, because the Barbs, and I don't care, get mad if y'all want, because the Barbs are literally insane and the Barbs are like a cult following, no cap, a legit cult. Anything that Nicki does or touches, they're automatically gonna be like, yes, that's the best thing since sliced bread, even if it's not. So one of the positives is that, and it obviously shows if you look at like the comments and stuff like that online. One of the things that you get from being so aligned with Nicki is you automatically get the Barb supporting you. That's an automatically, just because Nicki likes you, or it seems like Nicki likes you, every single Barb is gonna automatically F with you. So you go from having like your own itty bitty bitty little fan base to now getting damn near Nicki Minaj's entire fan base to kind of run behind you too, because just simply because you're affiliated with her. These are the facts of the matter, okay? Now let's talk about some of the downsides that I see with this. Now, what the hell is y'all out there doing? I think they moving my trash cans from the back to the front of the house. But anyway, although the fans will be an upside, the Barbs will be an upside. I'm gonna tell you right now, that can change like this. As loyal as the Barbs are to Nicki and to whoever it is that she fucks with, they will easily turn on you. I'm talking about in a millisecond. If they see even a bit of anything, it could be nothing. Let them even get a little bit of a hint of something that they don't like, that either A, you said about Nicki, you messing with somebody that Nicki don't like, anything like that, they will automatically not, it's not even necessarily that the Barbs will be like, oh, we just don't fuck with Ice Spice. They will literally go out their way to make your life live in hell. No cap. So with the Barbs, you really truly got to be careful. Gotta be careful, because as hard as they will go for you when you're with Nicki, they will absolutely turn on you and treat you like gutter trash. If it even seems, it don't even, you and Nicki could be perfectly fine. If it even seems to the Barbs a little bit that you quote unquote step out of line or out of turn, that's the end of it. The Barbs will completely turn on you and make your life live in hell. So when it comes to the Barbs, be careful, because they can be a curse, okay? To me, they mostly a damn curse. They're annoying as hell. But they can be a benefit and a curse to you, Ice Spice. Be careful on how you deal with that. Now, if I kind of use that to transition into the next thing, it kind of goes into what I was saying about staying in line. You know, I think Ice Spice she's gonna have to walk a really, really tight rope in this situation, because, like I said, the Barbs are very critical. Very critical. The minute that Ice Spice came on the scene, because they do not like Lotto, and because Lotto and Nicki Minaj don't get along, they're automatically now trying to take Ice Spice and make her the replacement of Lotto and say, oh girl, Ice Spice is so much better than you. Oh Lotto, you're mad. Oh Lotto, you're mad. So all of that to say, one of the things that will come with this, unfortunately, is that you're gonna inherit a lot of Nicki's beefs. Unfortunately, and not even necessarily on your doing. It won't be on your doing, probably. Like I said, this whole Lotto and Ice Spice thing, that was a Barb's created thing. They started that shit because they don't like Lotto, and Lotto is another light-skinned girl, so they think, oh hey, Ice Spice is another light-skinned girl, we can just take Ice Spice and replace her with Lotto. And replace Lotto with her. So now you are in a beef with Lotto that pretty much the Barbs fucking started. And now you have to pretty much inherit that. Another thing that I will be interested in seeing, because the Barbs swear up and down that Nicki don't care, but I'm very interested in seeing, because Nicki does not get along with a lot of the rap girls, and I'm talking about relevant rap girls, not Akbar V, not Katie got fucking bands. I'm talking about relevant rap girls. The relevant rap girls that I think that Nicki gets along with is like JT, because I honestly, looking at how everything plays out, I don't think that Young Miami Nicki get along. I think JT gets along with Nicki. JT and Doja, maybe. I think that's really about it. if I'm talking about rap girls. The other relevant rap girls, she do not get along with. She don't get along with Cardi. She don't get along with Meg. She don't get along with Cash Doll. There's a lot of girls that she don't get along with. So with that being said, I'm very interested in seeing how Ice Spice will be able to move throughout this industry as far as like collaborations and stuff like that, because it would seem to the rest of the viewing public that's not a barb, it would seem to us that you probably would have a hard time. Like, let's just say, like, everybody know that Ice Spice and Cardi was kind of hanging out a little bit. They both from the Bronx. So it would seem to us like that collaboration of a Ice Spice and Cardi, which would actually fucking make sense. It would probably be, I don't even listen to Ice Spice like that, but to me that would be fire. Just the idea of Cardi and Ice Spice together. I don't really know if that's now an option with her being partnered with Nicki. So unfortunately, with you being under Nicki's tutelage, you're gonna inherit a lot of beef that comes from her. Similar to 50 Cent. When Eminem and Dre, well, no, I won't even say that. When G Unit decided to pretty much be like a thing and they was all under 50, they inherited a lot of 50's beef. That's just facts, because he did not get along with Murder Inc. He didn't get along with this person. He didn't get along with that person. So they automatically inherited his beef, even if they did not have a problem with those people. So I hope that those beefs and the people that she don't necessarily get along with, I hope that that does not hinder Ice Spice for doing the things that she wants to do. I don't know. We shall see. Only time will tell. But from a marketing standpoint, from a music standpoint, it would make sense if Ice Spice and Cardi did a song together. It would be a hit and it would make sense. It would make sense, I'm telling you. So that's another downside that I think. I do think that if Nicki is handling her marketing, although I do think there's some good things she can do, I do feel, and this is not Nicki, I'm talking about Nicki's team. I do feel as if Nicki's team at times can be a bit out of touch with like reality, I guess is the nicest way to say it. I think they can be a bit out of touch. I think because the Barb's online, let's get this right. I think because the Barb's online is such a heavy presence and things like that, I don't think her marketing team a lot of times try to do anything to serve outside of her base. Personally, I think the Super Freaky Girl song was them kind of stepping outside of the Barb's. But I think for the most part, the way that Nicki moves, the songs and the singles that she puts out, I think they're only truly concerned with serving the Barb's. And the thing about that where you're always going to mess up is, like I said, the Barb's will never say anything wrong about Nicki. Nicki could put out a song saying ABC 123, and the Barb's are going to go on Twitter and flood and say that it's the best thing in the whole wide world. You bitches can never. So because of that, you lose the average consumer, the average person, the average Nicki fan. Forget the Barb's, you lose the average Nicki fan. Look, I'm talking about the Nicki fan that's just kind of sort of engaged with her, but don't go as hard as the Barb's get. You tend to lose them because all you are listening to, you're only listening to the feedback from the Barb's, and to me that's not a way to grow. If you really want to continuously grow and do better and have more longevity in your career and continuously get hit after hit after hit after hit, and not a hit that sticks for like a week or so or 2 weeks and disappears, you got to start listening to the people outside of your fan base. Yes, you always want to feed your fan base, obviously, but again, I think that Nicki team can do a better job of listening to things outside the Barb's. So with Ice Spice now being a part of that whole Barb clique now, I'm a little afraid that they're gonna do that. And to be quite honest, that's Nicki's fan base. It's not Ice Spice fan base. And that's, I think, where they're gonna have to work on. You're gonna have to get that little girl her own fan base. Yes, it's good that she has Nicki's. But for her to sustain, she's still very new. She's still very new. You're going to have to take the Barb's who are fans of Ice Spice just because she's connected to Nicki and make them true Ice Spice fans. And then you're going to have to go outside of the Barb's and get regular ass people to actually give a fuck about what this little girl got to say. And I think that they will probably struggle a little bit with that. Do I got anything else? And to be quite honest, personally, I feel like if Nicki's team got anything to do with Ice Spice's rollout as far as music and single and an album, y'all gonna have to tighten up, because the way, one of my main problems with Nicki over the last like couple of years has been her rollouts. I hate her rollouts. It don't make sense to me. It's like she drop a song, and this is what it comes off. It comes off like when she dropped "Do We Have a Problem." To me, all of that stuff that she was doing, "Do We Have a Problem," busting, to me that was all okay. Bitch, we about to gear up for a damn album, and even the Barb's thought that, and then she just completely disappeared. Then she comes back with "Super Freaky Girl." Okay, all right, what's up? What we about to roll out? Then she disappears. Now we have Red Ruby Sleeves. Okay, what's up? What's up? What we doing? I don't like that song, but still, what we doing? I just feel like her team has been completely sloppy when it comes to the rollout of the stuff that she's doing. What are y'all doing? Like, we need to have a plan in place of what y'all are doing. Is an album coming? Yes or fucking no? If not, y'all need to just tell y'all, she needs to just drop an EP and let it be what it is. But all of these singles that y'all trying to make it seem like she's coming, you know, no pun intended, and she's not, it's very lackluster. So I hope with Ice Spice y'all don't do that. Okay? Now take Nicki and her partnership and stuff like that off the table. My main concern with Ice Spice is that she's going to rely more on, and not just her, sorry, her team is going to rely more on the marketability of her and her connection to Nicki to push her further, and that's not going to be enough. I know people will be trying to compare like her and Cardi, but to me the biggest difference between Ice Spice and Cardi, yeah, I guess you can try to compare some things, but to me the biggest thing is that Cardi's rise to fame was literally genuine, and y'all can say it was paid for if y'all want to, but go back way before Cardi was even a thing. Massive people would talk about, at least, you know, people that was in the club and stuff like that in New York. People would talk about all the time how Cardi was in a club, in a strip club, getting it. She had an Instagram following that she built up from being a stripper. Then she got on Love and Hip Hop, and people fell in love with her personality from there. Not that you can't love somebody's personality, but that's another thing too. I suppose you gotta give us more of your personality. Yes, we like the fact that you're cool, calm, and collective, but we don't know who you are, so we need more of that. People started to like Cardi as a person, and then you started to listen to her music, and you're like, oh, okay, she can make a bop. Okay, she can make another bop. Oh shit, she got a smash single. And then when Cardi dropped her first album, most people will say Cardi's first album is a non-skip album. So the thing about it is, yes, Cardi started off with people liking her and stuff like that, but she was able to kind of build off of that and transfer it into music and then actually make good music. That's the thing about it. So you can only coast off of your looks and how you look and how you present, and you being connected to Nicki for bust along before you have to produce. You're gonna have to produce, baby girl. I ain't got no problem with Ice Spice. She ain't never do shit to me, but I need her to not just rest on the laurels of being light skinned with a fat ass. And I can't. You gotta give us more than that, baby girl. But yeah, that's what I think. I'm out, y'all. Bye.